Oh, we got an I Love You Hal from over there. Way to mix it up, dude. What's up, Brian? Nice to see you, man. Gareth, how are you feeling? Last year you were here, you didn't have anything to show. We showed this mood piece to just because you hadn't started yet. Now, are you guys done filming? Where are you in the process?
We literally finished our last day of shooting 2 days ago.
Oh, wow.
We were in Hawaii and we did a night shoot, and as soon as it wrapped, we pretty much got on the plane, came straight to San Diego to do this with you guys.
Are you conscious right now, or are you a little fried?
I've been in a bubble for a year. It's so surreal, and then we get off the plane, and the first thing I see driving down the street is graffiti of Kick-Ass, and I'm like, that's Aaron. And then we pull around another corner, and they've got this Breaking Bad put, and it's like, it's Bryan. And there was nothing to Blizzy though.
Except this panel. So tell us about the bubble from the last year. When you were here last year, you had ideas, you had plans. Do you feel like you were able to execute those through the shooting process? What can you tell us?
I know everybody that does this sort of thing comes up on stage and they suck up to the studio and the producers and that, but genuinely, Thomas is not here, but Legendary and Warner's honestly could not be more supportive. The crew that I work with, they'd made these kind of movies a lot, and I asked them, because I have nothing to compare it to, I was like, how does this compare to the other ones? And it's like, seriously, I've never worked on a film like this. The creative freedom we had and the general goodwill out of the producers is pretty incredible, really.
So generally, you're no different from any other suck-up.
That's not what I thought he was going to. I thought he was going to be like, so I want to say to the studio, suck it! And then spike the microphone. Elizabeth, what can you tell us about your involvement in the movie? What was it like for you to do a movie of this scale? Are you used to it? Are you really used to this?
Scale. Did you notice what he did there?
See, that was accidental. Yeah.
It was actually, I actually expected it to be really different, but it felt small, it felt creative. I never waited around for 2 hours for a setup. We were on set the whole time, just going at it. So it kind of felt like, an independent, smaller production in a way.
We would wait 2 hours for you to turn up, that's why.
No.
For you it was just like, oh, I arrived, it's already.
Under the bus.
No, I play like a nurse and a mother, so that is false.
What about for you, Aaron?
I think what Gareth brings is exactly that, an intimacy that, it was a family, I remember when we first met and we were talking about it, is that, the way he wanted to shoot it was it happened to be a big budget art film, really, the way he wanted to shoot it and the way he wanted to direct it, and it had a lot of emotion and a great kind of a journey through with these characters, but yeah, it was I had a fantastic time doing it. I think it's going to look beautiful.
Brian, when you were a kid, did you watch the creature feature, the Friday nights, the Godzilla movies, the kaiju films?
You asked that because I'm the old guy.
Well, no, I
watched it when I could.
When you watched a stone television with a parrot inside who was complaining about his job.
Oh yeah, that was good. Then I would have a coffee enema and make my way to the toilet. Godzilla was always my favorite monster when I was young, because he was unapologetic. There was no, with King Kong it was like, I don't want to see that. I want to see destruction. I'm a boy, So that was, it was, But at first I didn't know if this was a good project for me to do, because it's so huge. Someone once offered me the role to do the play version of
Godzilla.
A Wizard of Oz, and to play the Scarecrow, and I thought, hey, that would be that's just a losing situation, because you'd have to do an impression of the Scarecrow, or else people would boo you. And this is so enormous that I thought, I don't know if stepping into those shoes would be a good idea. And then I talked to Gareth for several hours over a couple few conversations, and then I watched his movie Monsters. Have you seen Monsters? It was a terrific movie. You should rent that movie if you haven't. And it was fantastic because he was able to make a monster movie into also a character-driven component that you really felt for these people, and it was great. And so that's what he transformed this Godzilla into. So you really invest in these people, and you still get Godzilla. So you get all of it in one package.
He should keep talking.
Oh, he's the best. He's the best. How do you sort of balance out the, obviously there's, for a Godzilla movie, there's going to be an expectation of like, you know, there's the monster, but then, like Bryan was saying, how do you as the director balance out the humanity part and the monster smash part?
We took a lot of time trying to figure out what the storyline would be and the characters that we would follow, and it was important to me that the people we chose to follow would naturally be at the heart of the whole Godzilla side of things, so they wouldn't feel like two separate things that were kind of forced together, that they inherently would be part of the monster side. But and I don't know what we're allowed to give away or not, but it's so weird coming up and promoting something and they sort of say, don't give anything away, don't say anything. It's like, but talk for 20 minutes, but don't say anything.
There's a monster in it.
It's called Godzilla, it's got a big creature in it, and these guys are in it. And
I mean, there is a lot riding on, I mean, not to put too much pressure on you, but there's a lot riding because I think people have been wanting to see like the Godzilla movie of our generation for a really long time.
I mean, yeah, definitely. When I came to, we filmed it in Canada, and on the way, yay.
Okay.
They're very polite. They don't really shout like.
And the Canadian Godzilla is really nice.
Yeah. He's helping people set up a triage for thanks for the poutine, Godzilla.
On the way into Canada, like you, as part of it, on the way out as well, you go through US immigration, and like when we first started, you know, when we first arrived, I was going through US immigration. They're like, "Why are you here? Oh, I'm making a film. What's the film?" We had a code name. I think it's out there now.
Oh, I never said.
You never said?
No.
We can say the
Because
code.
like when you talk to like the government, I got really nervous lying or something.
I know.
Yeah. I didn't use the code name. I don't want to get in trouble.
It was
Nautilus.
Nautilus.
Yeah.
And he was like, "What's that?" "Oh, it's just," and I sort of lied a little bit. And he said, "You got to fill out this form. You got to fill out this form." I went away, and he obviously looked me up on the internet. And he came back. He was like, "Are you directing Godzilla?" And I was like, "Yeah." And he was like, "Don't fuck it up, man."
Because you will never get back into this country again.
And I was like, I'll try. And then the guy in the cubicle next to him, the other immigration officer, went, "You doing Godzilla?" And I was like, yeah. And he's like, "Don't fuck it up." And then I spent 20 minutes before I could go through, and they told me what it had to include and what had to be part of the movie. And it was...
You have a responsibility to Canada now. Let's open up the floor to questions. I'm sure that people have Godzilla questions. Let us illuminate the spotlight. And here is our first question. What is your name, sir?
My name is Michael, and Mr. Edwards, I'm a huge fan. Monsters was amazing, and I was just wondering, because that was a very distinct, very different type of monster movie, and Godzilla, how much pressure did you have to keep it faithful to the original versus taking it in its own direction, that you would take it in character-driven, things of that nature?
Don't fuck it up.
I obviously do feel a lot of pressure. I'd be completely lying if I didn't feel loads of pressure, but I think I probably put more pressure on myself for this to be the best film it can possibly be than everyone else combined. Like I've all my life wanted to do this, and so I mean, we've worked very closely with Toho. They're here. They're even more polite than Canadians, Japanese. They're not going to cheer, but they're in the audience, and we've had a very close involvement. It was always our intention that this feel part of the Toho legacy, that this is like a true Godzilla movie, and yeah. And in terms of I used to describe. It's funny because like we had our wish list of like people we wanted to work with on the film, and the actors. They didn't agree to do it, so I got stuck with these guys. But
you heard Bryan Cranston.
no, And we'd always describe it as like you know, like the way some people view Hollywood is you do your passion project, you do your artistic film, and then you do your big blockbuster. And it was like, you know, you really have to view this as your passion project, like your artistic film. Like that's the way I'm viewing it. And you know, you shouldn't separate the two. I think it's possible. I hope anyway. And that's what we try to do is to make a modern day blockbuster that has heart and soul and is slightly artistic if possible. So,
well, just carrying over a question from the previous panel, what do you see the balance between practical and CG with Godzilla?
Well, we prevised a lot of the sequences, and the problem is you get so used to the previs where all the actors in the previs are like this, you know, this sort of thing. And
That's what I was going for in the movie.
Well, Bryan nailed it. He was fantastic.
Great. Guys, before we wrap up the panel, I think we have something that we have brought to show you. Okay, correction. Two things. We brought two things. Oh my God, I would give you $1,000 if you did it. I would give you $1,000 cash.
That's my pet name for it, Godzilla.
So my question is, how much CG and practical effects do you use? Oh, Cranston bot. All right, so these guys have brought something. Do you want to set up a little bit what we're going to see?
Well, we just finished filming. There's no way we could possibly put something together and bring it with us. It's just impossible. You can't do that in 2 days.
We don't have it.
You don't want to see anything.
Oh, come on. If there were something, would you want to play it?
I don't know, ask them if they want
Should we play a little clip?
All right, guys. Never before seen. Elizabeth Olsen, Aaron Taylor Johnson, and of course, Bryan Cranston! Holy crap. How you feel, Mike? You jumped up. A moderate amount of pants.